This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Gosh, it's so cute and it's pink. Oh, this is a Sanyo. Yeah. Oh my. Oh. It's Charizard. 1 month ago, I bought a $600 storage unit that I won from an online auction, and it was a pretty small storage unit. It was only like a 5x5, but the ceiling was really tall and it was jam-packed. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I would say click out of here, go watch that real quick. I have it linked up in the cards and down below in the description. And I quite literally only had a handful of hours, like maybe 4 hours max, to clear it out and decide what I want to do with everything that was in there. So let me break down some numbers because it was pretty expensive. The storage unit itself, including the taxes, the fees, and the cleaning fee, came out to like $600. But what they don't tell you, especially if you watch like Storage Wars, is that if you don't own a big car or a truck, how are you gonna haul all this heavy ass stuff to wherever you wanna put it? There's cleaning services that a lot of people hire, and so I got one for around like $300. So this whole experience cost me $854.83. It was a very big gamble for not knowing if the storage unit was gonna be full of grails or duds. So now it's time to show off the haul and see if it was really worth the 800 bucks. And there was really a whole bunch of everything. Like, we've got women's vintage, we've got home decor, jewelry, lighters, toys. It seems like this dude had it all, but I guess the real question is it worth $854? In part 1, we did find the storage unit owner's notebook, and it was titled My Life Story, so I was so excited to learn about him. I didn't even flip through it. I was just gonna save it for my genuine reaction for today, but while Arthur was cleaning out my room, he tossed it because he thought it was trash. Don't worry, y'all, he did hear an earful from me. It just kind of sucks because now we won't learn anything more than what we already know, which in part 1 we learned that he's male, he's Latino, and he's from the Valley, and he was also in prison for a period of time. Before we get started though, I do want to thank today's video sponsor, which is Squarespace. They empower individuals to create an online web presence, but also launch their passion projects. If you own a small business, or if you're a creative and you want to build your own professional website, you gotta do it with Squarespace because they offer a whole bunch of features that make it super easy, especially if you're not tech savvy like me. And so the first one is that they have a library full of different website layouts that you can choose from. They're all customizable. You can change the layout, the font, the color, literally edit it to your liking. With your professional website, you can sell tangible items, sell digital items, sell a service, sell access to videos or photos. And so the feature that really will come in handy for you is inventory management. This keeps track of all of your inventory and will notify you when things are low in stock or completely out of stock. My Squarespace website is USAGIMERCADO.com. It revolves all around my LA-based night market. I mainly use it to find and onboard vendors because with every market, we're looking for at least like 60 to 80 vendors, but I do this using forms. You can click a form into any webpage that you want, and from there you can edit so that the questions can be short format, long format, multiple choice, checkboxes. It's such an easy way to log vendor information. There's a free trial waiting for you at squarespace.com, but when you're ready to launch, visit squarespace.com/Chanel to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. So let's do the women's vintage first. These are gonna be a personal because oh my god, they're so good. One thing about me is that I love burgundy. Like, this is my color in fall. They're a size 8.5 and I'm a size 8, but that's not gonna stop me because that's what fluffy socks exist for. And they are vintage. Everything seems in like pretty good condition. The heel cap is missing, but I even did the whole like bend test and it looks pretty good. I'm still gonna take it to the cobbler to maybe just like reinforce it a bit. I couldn't believe that we actually found some women's clothing. This is Charlotte Russe. It's a size large. This is so in right now. We've got a little halter top. It's got floral embroidery. I've got my tattoo now. I still have the second skin on. It's coming off tonight, but these open backs are like my ideal top now so that I can show it off. This is another paper tag. It's really hard to read the text on here just because it's pretty faded, but it is the brand Agenda, and look at that hem. I love a good sharp bite hem. It also has a back self tie so you can really cinch in the waist. I'm not too crazy about this print, but the fact that this was even in there, I can't complain. This is one that my friend Danny found, and she is a little bit damaged, but let me first show you. It's giving poochy, but the strap is slightly fraying just a little here. And all of them do still need to be washed because they are a little dirty. Like a few of them have a little bit of staining like this. And there's also more along the hem here. But if anybody wants any of the things that I'm about to show, I am gonna have a whatnot show. I'm gonna auction everything at only $1. And for the clothes, I'll make sure that everything is washed beforehand. We've got another little halter neck, but this is Old Navy. It's a linen cotton blend. Stripes are so in right now. Another little surplice neck. It also has a self-tie halter. Even just this halter with the mini skirt that I have on right now, imagine some brown moto boots. Yes, that's gonna look so freaking good. We have a FUBU camo zip hoodie. This is pretty cute, and it's also like a thermal, so it has that waffle knit construction. This is a little bit more boyish, but it does look like it would fit me, so it probably fits more like a women's small medium. Oh, it might be kids actually, because it's a size 16, 18. I'm not really a fan of Disney, but this is actually pretty dang cute. We've got Mickey in the front, and then the hood actually opens up, and so it reads Disney on the back. It's quilted, and then we got the whole gang back there. Arthur found this one. Anything with contrast stitching, I'm a sucker for, so I might just consider keeping this, especially since I've been really into my neutrals. We hit a gold mine of denim and shorts. I think they may have belonged to the same person because the sizing is the same, except for these first pair, which is even more Charlotte Russe. I'm so sad that these fit me too small. They're a size 3. If only they were like a size 5 or 7, I would have kept these in a heartbeat, but this is gonna be a really good booty moment for someone. I can't wait to see who gets these on Whatnot. I'll do a speed run of the other shorts that we got. These are a size 9. They're baby blue, they're corduroy, a little bit more high-waisted. We have some Setois, more of a darker wash, and they're distressed. They have fading on the back and on the front. I love the quality of these. They're mud jeans, they're a lighter wash, just slight distressing on the front and on the pockets. But these are a size 13. All the brands are just so good because here's Angels. It's another lighter wash. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's glittery. It's sparkly. And I like the cut on this one because it doesn't have your traditional waistline. Another great brand, Paris Blues. This is my ideal type of short. This is also a size 13, but because it's vintage sizing, I think it runs a little bit smaller. We've got even more Angels, and they're these white capris that have contrast pink stitching, and then it also has drawstrings on the side. So I mean, if you wanted to make them even shorter so you can really have that like scrunched look, you could totally do that. The last pair of pants I found are these Rockaware ones. If you guys don't watch Natasha on TikTok, go follow her. Her dad is the one who created and started Rockaware, so we have the little logo and embroidery on the flared leg there, and look at the butt. No butt pockets. And we only ended up getting 2 accessories. So we have this black leather bag with contrast stitching. It does feel like it is genuine leather. This is another leather piece. I absolutely love wearing these. They're usually my go-tos just because I'm not really into accessories, and when I do have to wear some sort of like purse or bag, I always forget it places. So at least here, I could be hands-free. I don't have to worry about it. I just know it's always gonna be with me. But it's this little backpack, whole bunch of zipper closures, and then this has more of a pebbled leather. Let's get into Arthur's favorite part, the technology. This was the main reason why we really wanted this unit, just because we knew for sure there were CRT TVs, and if they had that, then of course there was gonna be more physical media back there, right? Well, I was so stoked for this DVD player because it's pink. It would have lived in my room. Only thing, it doesn't work. I would love to get it fixed because eventually I do want a little section in my room where I could have a little CRT TV, a DVD, VHS player, and even like a couch to make it really cozy in here. Yeah, I don't really know if this is fixable or if it's just junk. There was also this silver VHS player. It's Toshiba. We were super excited about this one, but it doesn't work. And so it makes me really wonder whether they ever worked when they were in possession of this guy. But also the other thing that comes to mind is that he was in prison for quite some time. So when you're finally released, nothing is really under your name. So I'm thinking maybe he wanted just to call anything his own, whether it worked or didn't. Arthur only found 2 CRT TVs, so I'm not gonna even attempt to lift this, but it's this little tiny gray Sanyo, and it works. it actually turns on, it's functional. So Arthur's gonna keep this one because if you don't know my husband, he loves physical media. He owns like, it's because he's a collector, okay, y'all? He's not a reseller, so don't go after him. But he has like maybe over 40 CRT TVs. And he does use them all because he hosts his own LAN parties in Los Angeles. So if you also like TVs and video games, go follow him. He's gonna have 2 LAN parties in September, so come hang out with us. Now for the big boy here. It's Insignia with the built-in DVD player, and this one does not work. And up on the top here, it does say 5000, so I'm assuming that maybe they either bought it for $50 or trying to sell it for $50. And for how old CRT TVs are, it's in pretty decent shape. It just really needs to be cleaned up, and there's a few dings here and there, but Arthur really wants to keep this. He is gonna take it to a place that actually fixes CRT TVs. I don't know how expensive that's gonna be. I just feel so bad for Arthur because he wanted this unit so bad, and like a lot of the technology isn't even working. I'll try to persuade Arthur to make some content because I think that'd be so fun to, you know, kind of show the process of finding a junky TV that doesn't work to like taking it to a shop, seeing what it really needed, then boom, it works. So we'll see if he'll be open to filming that. Wait, y'all, I take it back. Arthur says that both of those VCRs, DVD players, do actually work. Okay, yay! Okay, that's good news, but then we have game consoles. We've got CD players, so let's go through those because these don't work. Here we have a graveyard of media. So Arthur tested all of these yesterday and they didn't work. So we have a CD player there. That's a brand Insignia. Here we have Philips. This also didn't work. Here's a little cassette player that's like pretty chunky. And I think you would be able to clip it to your pants or maybe to a bag. Such a shame this doesn't work either. This would have been super cool to make content with. I don't know what the heck this is. Is this, oh, I think this might, I was gonna say like one of those beepers that doctors wear, but I think this might have been a tiny little portable radio because I see FM, AM here. I really wish companies could bring stuff like this back because it'd be so cool. We have a little flip phone here. I'm not too crazy about the cover. The cover makes it look a little dorky, but this is what the phone looks like. That is super cool. And it's in like pretty decent condition. Like, I don't see any scuffs or scratches, probably because of this damn cover. This brings me back to my childhood. I used to have a pink DS Lite. Only look at this. I don't even know if this is fixable. Also, even if it would turn on, who would want to play like that? You would have to hold it the entire time. The stylus on this is also missing. There's no game in here. I really don't know if any of this is worth any money, but if you guys have any advice on maybe like selling it for parts, or if anybody wants this for like literally $1 each on Whatnot, come through. And then we have this PSP here. It doesn't have the battery on the back, so it's hard to tell if it even works. But I mean, the way that all of this is going, this probably doesn't work either, but Arthur was really excited for this because he used to have one. And I don't know why he did this, but Arthur left it in the glove compartment and then they broke into our car, stole this. And so he hasn't had one in years, so we thought maybe this would be able to replace it. And then we only had one game, and it's NHL All-Star Hockey for Sega Game Gear. There were so many random items in this storage unit. So like one of them is a hose, a brand new hose that we actually gifted to our friends already. So a few of the miscellaneous items were things like this roll of duct tape, this used hot glue gun, mini screwdrivers and a wrench, an iron, a jar of pennies, a mixer and shot glasses, a bag of yarn, broken umbrellas, a set of bolos, a collection of homies, sets of plates, a pair of fire flame glasses. I think he was also just like a collector because I found a lot of lots and bundles of certain items, and so one of the things is just home decor or vases or candlesticks, and so this one I thought was pretty awesome. It does look like it broke off. We have glue here that I guess I could remove myself, but I'm not sure what was up top here, but I can easily just place a candle here. And this is pretty on theme with my room, so this I will be keeping for myself because I love the little cherub babies. We've got this glass cup with little butterflies and wheat, and then we have a cutesy little porcelain vase. It's pretty mini, like it's the size of my hand. We've got little butterflies. Let me see, what does it say? Made in Thailand. And then we have this white vase, and this one really just captured my eye because of all the texture to it, even though it's just like one simple color. This one is probably my favorite because look at it, it's water themed and we have these little dolphins coming out, but it is filthy. I probably should have done a before and after of my hands, because now that I've been touching this stuff, my hands are getting darker every minute. This man definitely loved his lighters. He does have like a few cool ones, like this Disneyland one. Shoot, this also might be another Disneyland because of that castle. This one kind of gives me like Ed Hardy vibes. Or this one with the compass. I did also sort them by design, so these were like the more intricate, cool, detailed ones. These are just so cheapy. They're made of plastic, but he really liked his silver ones. Like these all pretty much look the same. There's no detail, engraving, print, nothing. I like the way this one feels in my hand because it's a little bit more narrow, and this one, freaking tiny. These I just put aside because they were blue, but this almost gives like a lightsaber. This one might be one of my favorites too because it's one of the only gold ones. I was pretty excited about the jewelry that was in here because bangles are so in right now, and I'm finally learning to accessorize with jewelry and really completing my outfit. So bangles are coming through, and these are like pretty obnoxious, and they're chunky too. So this yellow one has a whole bunch of rhinestones. A few of them are missing though. This one is probably my favorite just because it looks, oh my gosh, looks so sheeny and shiny. We have a few matching ones, which I've actually already worn these for an outfit that I showed off on IG. I'm pretty sure these didn't come together, but as a set, they look really good if you're into mixing metals. Here's some more plastic ones. I personally love the way that these sound. And then the last bundle I have are these, which are just a lot of metals, silver, gold. And then we'll probably sell this one as a set too. Here's a quick look into all of the jewelry that was in there. And we try to keep anything that was cute or had 925 engraved on it like this, but I truly just don't know how much this is worth. And I have been to a pawn shop once, and when I went, they literally just asked, how much do you want for it? I didn't know what number to give. So like, how much do you think I can get for this at a pawn shop? Or if anybody wants it and you want it for $1 and whatnot, let me know. We also got a little bit of costume jewelry like this, which I actually really like. I feel like I can dress this up to be very forest fairy. Here's a little heart with an arrow going through it. I'm actually gonna keep this one because I wanna get into jewelry making. So I'm gonna need some pendants. And this combo is just so weird because then we have little kid stuff like Hannah Montana. And we've got Hallmark Mother's Day gifts. This one that says, love you forever. You know, that might actually be a really cute gift for someone to give to their partner. Oh my god, this watch is so freaking cute. I usually get a lot of these that don't work in style bundles when I order them. I'm not totally into watches, but I don't think these look terrible. I also don't see any sort of brand. Merona, stainless steel back. Ooh, this one is just dirty. It has like some sort of adhesive, but it's also stainless steel. These do have engravings on the back. So this one here is stainless steel. This one says 925, but why is it that they feel so different? Like this horseshoe one feels very heavy in weight, whereas this one just feels so light and almost cheapy. I definitely got to do my research when it comes to jewelry. We've got even more costume jewelry, kind of giving like peppermint. Perfect for Christmas. I'm not even kidding when I tell you these are pretty heavy. These would weigh down your ear like crazy. Let's get into the more creepy pieces, which are the dolls. I was hoping we'd run into some clowns because I'm a big clown collector. And this is something else that I don't know much about, but if it's made of genuine porcelain, that might have some sort of value, right? So here we have this red-headed little girl. She's super cute. The box is a little damaged though, but I think that pretty much makes sense with all the stuff that was crammed into that storage unit. Her outfit would totally wear. She's got little bloomers on, black little lace-up shoes, and a faux fur jacket. Come on, she is a fashionista. And then these two dolls look very similar. They're both blonde in this like creepy red dress. And I can tell you now, definitely not haunted. These dolls have been sitting in my room for over a month and no paranormal activity. So what do we think about this doll collection, y'all? Do we have any doll enthusiasts watching? Are these worth anything? Or does their current state and box diminish the value? We're coming close to the end of the haul. We only have 2 of these crates left. And this is just filled with a lot of VHS. Up on the top, we have a lot of clamshells. So they're these white cases, and it's Disney. So, okay, the storage unit actually did have a lot of VHS. I think Arthur was saying something that like, it looked like he recorded movies or TV shows on tapes himself. And so, yeah, there was no branding to them whatsoever. He just didn't want to keep those. So here we have Lady and the Tramp, Pippi Longstocking, The Land Before Time, which is one of Arthur's favorite. This one is actually a good one. The Grinch. And the clamshell on this one is green, so that's really fun. We got Cat and Dogs, Space Jam. I've actually never watched this movie ever in my life. And Pooh's Grand Adventure. I wonder if this is worth anything, but The Nightmare Before Christmas on VHS. Angels in the Outfield with little baby Joseph Gordon-Levitt. We actually have one more video game, and it's Grand Theft Auto. And this is for PlayStation. So these are the ones that Arthur likes to collect because they don't take up too much space and they're also easy to read. But I don't know if any of these movies are good. Like we had John Travolta, Snoop Dogg in Bones. What? Like I knew he was an actor, but not to that extent. We have Showgirls, never seen that, but that could be interesting. Pretty Women! Oh my gosh, I've never watched this movie before. I always wanted to. Fame, Lethal Weapon, Dead Poets Society. I wonder if this is worth anything. Oh, and that was another thing. He pretty much is written on all the covers. And truthfully, I don't even know what that says. Belingo CPT? CPT, what does that mean? And then we've got Black Mass, Jackie Chan. Here we have Matrix, but again, written on. Titanic, a classic. And then a few Men in Black. And what's this last one here? Addams Family. Oh, that's fun. And it doesn't look like he wrote on this one either. Here's the very last bit that I have to show off. And it's toys. He had a whole collection of figures and plushies. This might be the most important one though, because it's Charizard from the 90s. And then we have a few of these tins or like little lunch pails. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. And I love how it has a little comic illustrations on the front. And then we've got Betty Boop. This is a tin. Oh, it looks like it's actually broken. We're missing one hinge here. I don't know where this was purchased, but it dates back to 2005. This one also stood out to me because it's Daffy Duck leaning against a bar of soap, and then this is from 1997. If you're a Gwen Stefani fan, you know this is one of her backup dancers. This is Love. I don't know if this is like a figure that stands alone, but I'm thinking maybe not because it has this hole here. So I'm thinking it's probably like the lid of a perfume or a pencil. But you gotta admit, she's so freaking cute. And the rest of it is just kind of random. Like this Shrek bobblehead. We've got a little bit of Hello Kitty. This is from 2011. I've never really been into Littlest Pet Shop, which I mean, I'm assuming this is what it's from. And this is, oh my god, it's a McDonald's toy from 2012. More Hello Kitty. Oh, another snow one. McDonald's, 2011. There's quite a bit of Smurfs up in here. I actually watched a lot of Smurfs growing up. I'm actually a huge fan of Kung Fu Panda. I love Po. Look how freaking cute. And Jack Black, he's just so funny. I wonder if these have any value now, but maybe I should just hold on to them. Maybe wait a good 15, 20 years. I see one little Care Bears in here. She's a little cutie. I know you guys know your Care Bears. Who's this? Rainbow Bear? Color Bear? Arthur was telling me something about like Hot Wheels with the metal bottom have more value than like the ones that are just plastic. And that makes sense to me. Looks like this is from 2006. And then this might be the biggest car that's in there. This is what my hands look like at the end of the haul. Y'all could be totally honest. What are we thinking about this storage unit? Full of grails or full of junk? I just think it's so wild that people do this as a full-time job and they drop this amount of money for mystery items. Even like the listing itself kind of gave you a brief overview of what it could include just based off what you can see, but like everything underneath and in the back, total mystery. And for most of these online sales, you don't really see them in person. You don't know if things are functional or damaged. And don't get me wrong, I would totally do this again. Only I would be a little bit more smart about it because I did let Arthur kind of just take the reins on everything. He got to choose whatever storage unit he wanted. But now I'm on a mission. I want to find the vintage clothes. I'm going to be prepped in advance so I don't have to drop too much money on the junk removal service. Next time around, we'll actually rent a U-Haul. We'll take our time and not just give ourselves 4 or 5 hours to clear out the entire unit. So if you want me to make this a new series, let me know down below. If there is an item that you're wanting, also let me know down below. I'm selling everything for $1 each on Whatnot. But as always, y'all, thanks so much for watching. As always, I do post videos at least once a week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!